Hi, I'm Julia.
I'm Chloe.
And I'm Angelique. And we're growing up without borders.
And today we are visiting Scotland!
From Orlando, we decided to get back to Europe with a stopover for a few days in Scotland.
What did we get?
What?
So hungry. It's so good. I don't eat anything's good right now.
You made it. I was beginning to wonder where you were.
We lost the headset, so we had to find them.
Ah.
We're in the rainforest.
Julia, what do we got?
Shortbread cookies. So, pricing here is a lot cheaper. Like for £3, you can get cookies, scones, water. So it's really good pricing.
Once we arrived at the airport, we went and got a rental car. We could hardly understand what the lady was saying to us at the counter. It was hilarious. From the Glasgow airport, we drove all through the beautiful countryside to a tiny little town called Peebles, where we were going to stay at a home exchange with a lovely couple named Jane and John. Good morning from Scotland. We are back to our European breakfast here. We found another home exchange here in Scotland. It's working out really good. This time it's a little different. When we do home exchanges, usually we do an exchange where we actually have the whole place to ourselves. This time they're actually hosting us, so we have the our hosts here as well. But look at what they prepared for us. And it's not morning anymore. We actually slept until noon because, well, we're still a little jet lagged, so. But we're back to the European breakfast of muesli and yummy fruit and nice strong espresso
And
coffees.
since we're in England, there's tea.
And tea.
I mean, what am I saying? Scotland.
Yeah, well, it's part of the UK. So today we're going to do something really fun. We're either going to go for a nice hike because we're around all... Why are you guys laughing?
So those are like, don't do this, do that.
Okay, so today on the schedule, we are going to go either for a really nice hike. We are literally surrounded with beautiful rolling hills, and they're so green. It looks like, you know, it's like a whole layer of carpet, this like beautiful green carpet, because it rains a lot here. So we have a nice sunny morning, and we're gonna go see what it looks like. Okay, so two things. First thing is, we just went to the grocery store and we're astonished by their pricing. Tyler bought an energy drink, and you have to be 21 years old here to buy an energy drink. So usually we send in the girls, so it's a good thing they wouldn't have been approved. The second thing is did you know that Scotland uses not the British pound, but they use the Royal Bank of Scotland. So it's actually different. So yes, Scotland is a part of the UK, but it's its own independent, would you call it a state? You guys can comment below and correct me if we're wrong. So anyhow, we don't know the conversion. We're not sure because we were converting on the British pound. We're not sure if it's the same. I'll have to look it up and let you know as well. So you've got these little walls like that, and these old style buildings like that one coming up. We're driving on the left-hand side of the road, which is always very strange for me. So this is the little town or village of Peebles, and Peebles actually has a population of, I believe, 16,000. So even though it's quite small, the outskirts are quite large.
Going on a hike. So
Here.
this morning, afternoon, we're going for a hike.
How long did we sleep in?
We slept until like
Noon
12,
almost.
yeah. So right now it's 2 o'clock, so it's the afternoon.
Yay. All right, we're gonna take you on the most splendid views of Scotland. It's a little bit chilly. That's why we have our winter gear on.
Don't mind me.
I don't mind you at all.
Don't think it's freezing here. It's too tiny.
The girls grew out of their clothes, so Angelique's coat doesn't fit. Chloe, her pants are literally like this big of a difference. So she put them on the other day and I'm like, well, maybe that's in style. So, you know what's cool here? Look at, they have these sheep everywhere we go. You see them in the distance?
Looks like Switzerland.
It looks like Switzerland. Julia says Scotland is like a mix between what?
Canada and Switzerland.
Why?
You've got like hills and the beauty like Switzerland, but then it's just like, I guess where we're staying feels like we're staying at my grandparents' house in Canada, and then everything's.
Because it's colder too.
Yeah, because it's colder like Canada, and it speaks English like Canada, and yeah.
What is it called?
Glipsy Miles or something like that.
Gypsy Glen
Yeah.
is the name of the trail. It's 12 miles, you guys. Holy.
It's
gonna be interesting. Wait, what does it say there?
They use miles.
Miles.
Yeah, they use miles. It's 12 miles. It's called the Gypsy Glen, the Old Drove Road. That's what we're on right now. Break time to enjoy this beautiful view. It's nice, girls.
Yeah, the wind.
Feels good after the hike up.
The wind's making my eyes cry.
Well, it's like typical Scotland.
So here are some fun facts about Scotland. Did you know that Canada is 15% Scottish descent? And that means that 5 million out of 30 million is Scottish descent. And from end of 1700s to the beginning of 1800s, the people from Scotland came over to Canada because of they wanted more land for their sheep, and they also had a famine just like Ireland. And also Prince Edward Island, known as PEI, had 41% of Scottish descent. Still has.
So actually in Canada there's many cities. So there's like Stirling, which is in Ontario. Then we have Banff and Calgary on the west coast. Those are all Scottish towns or cities from here, which is amazing. I didn't know that. What else?
And then Nova Scotia is actually New Scotland.
So the province, that's a province in Canada, if you don't know. So best of all, when you do a home exchange, sometimes you get these lovely hosts who make you the most delicious food. So this is Jane and John from Scotland. And they made us this amazing Indian dal. We got some naan bread, and some vegetables, aubergine. It's gonna be so good. You guys excited to eat it?
Yeah.
After resting for a couple days and getting over jet lag, we did the drive over to Glasgow to go discover the city.
So right now we're in the downtown, which is the heart of the whole city of Glasgow, and it is George Square. And they have 2 million people in the city and surrounding areas. So let's go discover this city. Yeah! So behind me is their city hall.
And I just asked one of the locals and he said you can actually go inside and do a tour. So they have tours at different times of the day if you want to tour their city hall. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at the sculptures here, and then their ceiling is all made of mosaic.
my dad really likes these chips and we eat them all the time. And I think they're made in the UK. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100%
Take
sure.
a photo of that. That's crap.
Huh? What do you say?
I don't know. Continue the story. Well, anyways, the Queen approved these the best chips in all of the UK.
Let's see. It has the Queen stamp, best ever recipe. They must be good if the Queen approves of it, right? Well, apparently that man does not approve. I kept replaying the video and I think he said, that's crap? That's crap?
I said, is that crab? Like, what is this thing?
They're into healthy food here. So behind me, this building right a short distance from George Square is their Gallery of Modern Arts, and you see the cone heads on top of their statue. That's their iconic statue in front of it. Okay, if you guys are wondering why he has a cone on his head, well, the reason why is because a whole bunch of drunk art students would keep climbing up the statue and putting a cone on its head, and the city would keep taking it down, and after so many times that they did this prank, they finally decided to keep the cone on his head. So the other character that's beside him, that's one of their little Scottish kind of characters, and his name is Or Willie. So there you go. That's the story.
This is Princess Square Shopping Mall. It's a lot of fancy stores inside, and on the outside it's a really nice building.
We decided to come down to their waterfront to have a nice little picnic, and we just stopped at the grocery store, got some food, and they have this meal deal. So for £3 you get a sandwich, a snack, and a drink. So it's a really good deal, actually.
Yeah, it is.
So this here is the Clyde River. This is the view from the top of the lighthouse where you can see the whole downtown and city center. So here's something interesting in case you didn't know. Glasgow means, in Gaelic, green meadow. It's not so green though here, but we're about to show you a beautiful green part of the city next. So first thing that's interesting is that's their Apple store inside this beautiful building. But what's really funny is this guy is standing in front of their store and it says cheaper Apple repairs. And it gives you opposite to the shop and it gives you the address. It's pretty funny. Alright, Julia is going to explain who this famous statue is.
So
Who is
behind
he?
me is the statue of David Livingstone, who we learned about in Zambia. So if you haven't checked that video out, you can check that video out as well. But basically what's really cool is he's from here in Scotland, in a city called Blantyre, a village. And what's cool is that Blantyre, Malawi was actually named after Blantyre, Scotland, where David Livingstone was born.
Which is only 7 miles away
Yeah.
from here. Crazy stuff, right? We didn't tie the 2 and 2 together till now. And that's him right there. Oh my goodness, you guys. Wait till you see what I just was seeing. I don't know if you can see it this way. That's a huge cemetery on a hill. Some of these tombs. Like that's a tomb right there. I call that a tomb house. It's not a tomb, that's like for the family and the extended family. There's room for everyone in there. Look at how beautiful the bridge is. Isn't that gorgeous? And it goes in past the monstrous cathedral that we were just in. And it's about a 10-minute walk from the city center.
Keeps going on and on.
I found the girls again. What a better thing to do when you're in a cemetery than play some Monopoly Deal, huh? That's their backdrop. There's the girls in the distance playing their game of Monopoly Deal. I'm waiting for them to realize, oh yeah, they're coming. So right now we're just walking over towards the museum, and what I was just saying is so far today everything's been free, including the museum, which is just around the corner. So right now we're gonna go see their most ancient and beautiful university.
So behind me is the Calvin Grove, which is like an art gallery and museum, and there is a lot of art. My dad says it's like Disneyland for art because there's so much to see in there.
Look at how beautiful these evergreen trees are. What does it smell like, Chloe? Doesn't it smell a little bit citrusy?
Yeah, it does.
At the same time it smells like pine, but it smells so good and fresh. When we were there, they were having a graduation, so we just had to sneak in to see what it was all about. It was so cool to see all the different arches and the style of it. It felt kind of like Harry Potter-ish. This is the last stop of the day. We are going to go see the beautiful botanical gardens, and then we're going to go have some yummy fish and chips because we are in the UK. So you have to come have fish and chips when you're here. And something interesting that I was just reading is that, do you guys know Chef Ramsay? Well, he is from this town. So this is where he was born and raised, I guess. And the only thing is there's no Michelin restaurants here. There was one, which he owned, and guess it went belly up. So there's no longer a Michelin restaurant in Glasgow.
What's
Closed! Shoot! Oh man, well that's what the inside looks like. A big, huge greenhouse. But yeah, it's all closed up. I'm sure it's absolutely gorgeous. There's already, Chloe? It smells beautiful. I can already smell the flowers. It smells amazing. So the other thing I was going to say is apparently tikka masala is originated out of here, and they are going after the EU to get recognition for that. So I don't know if it's 100% true, but apparently the way it goes is chicken with curry used to be more dry, and they thought it was too dry, so they put it in tomato sauce to make it a little bit more moist, and ta-da, that's where tikka masala came from.
Wasn't it soup?
Did I not say tomato soup?
No, you said tomato sauce.
Tomato soup. I already told them the story. I'm actually a little bit this much happy though, because we're all really hungry and it's cold. You ready to go? Yeah. Let's go to a cafe that serves fish and chips here. These beautiful little booths. It's 7 o'clock, but they actually close, so we have to go next door, which is the same place but takeaway. We're about to try this drink here. It's called Iron Brewed, or Brew. And it's brewed here, only in Scotland. They have a secret recipe since 1901. Let's see what it tastes like. It tastes like a club soda, or cream soda. It's basically soda. How is it, girls? Is it good? Yummy.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a big thumbs up and share our videos. And comment down below where you're watching from, because we love all your nice comments. We'll see you next time.